from above, I'm going to show you and explain to you what is going on. All right. So this part right here, that's our driveway. And we're looking at the garden from the third floor. Let me bring it in a little closer. This is our garden from the third floor. This one right here is our driveway. Over there is the fountain place. That part, we call it the fountain place because if you look carefully, you will see that we have a fountain in there. And then we have, let's see, one, two, three, four, five. There are 5 palm trees in this section right here. 5 palm trees. We have 2 haciendas, and no, 6. And we have a lot of other palms right along there. And this part of the garden is called the fountain place. You're looking at the garden from the third floor up. Now, on this side of the garden, let me bring the camera. This is the other side of the driveway, and we're looking at it from the third floor. Here we have 3 palms in this part of the garden. Can you see them well? So we have 2 Christmas palms and 1 lipstick palm. 2 Christmas, 1 lipstick. Lots and lots of cordyline. See that? We have lots of cordyline down there. We have a few copper leaves. We have some ginger plants. We have some heliconias. They're all on this side of the garden. Now, let me show you the garden that is outside. So outside of the fence, so that's the fence there you're seeing. That's our road right there. That's our road. And then just before the road, we have a lot of oleanders. So oleanders grow here very well. And can you believe that there was a time when I did not like the oleanders? They're growing outside of the yard. I did not like the oleanders. There was a time when I just absolutely did not like them. And if you look on the outside also, you will notice that on our bridges, on the bridges, I planted some, I have some pots. Can you see those? Let me bring them in a little closer. So those are pots. I have 6 pots on this bridge. I have 5 on this bridge over here. All right, 5 on this bridge. And we have 5 on the other bridge on that side. Now, we have, after this little fountain place right here, and you're looking at the garden from our third floor, the second section of the garden is the middle bridge. So right here, you see, do you see the middle bridge right there? So that's the middle bridge that you come in. That's our walkway. So if you're walking into the garden, you walk on that middle bridge and you come right in. When you come in, you're coming through this pathway right here. And this pathway right here, it has alamanders. Here we call them buttercups. Let me pull them in quickly so you can see what they look like. And they flower all the time. When I tell you all the time, these are always in flower. So you have to clean all the time. You have to clean a lot here in the tropics. And then right through this pathway here, on both sides of the pathway, it's flanked by a lot of palms. We have heliconias, we have, these are called, I think, sago palms. We have sago palms, we have heliconias, we have a few philodendrons, and lots of ferns. The ferns are, well, let me see if I can show you the fern. I don't think you'll be able to see the fern from this height. But the ferns, oh yes, you see that? Those are the ferns right there. You see them? We have a lot of ferns. And guess what? I didn't plant these ferns. Well, I wouldn't say I didn't plant them, but I started planting them and then they just start growing wild. So this part of my garden, this part is called the walkway because this is the part you walk to go out onto our road right there. All right? Now let me show you a different part of the garden. And this part of the garden is called the park. Over here, we call it the park garden. But look at it. All 3 of these gardens here, look, right there. That's the park over there. Over here, it's the walkway. Right here, that's the walkway. And then over there is the fountain place. So they're all connected as if it's one garden. but they just have different names because they have different function. So this one here, this park garden, it's really like a little mini park that you can come in and sit down. It has lots of seats in here, and it's going to have a fountain a tree pond fountain that we're working on. This plant right here, I forgot the name of it, but this plant grows wild here. It grows profusely and it grows very wild. So once a piece falls on the ground, it starts growing. So what we do, we plant a lot of it, because if it's growing wild, if it's easy to grow, then you just plant it and you let it grow, because that's what grows in the tropic. So notice we planted it there. I put down a little piece in the front there. Can you see that piece right at the beginning of the camera there? There's this piece. And then there's another piece on the bed over there. All right. And that's the fountain place. There's also an alamander in the fountain place. Let me come over here to see if I can show you the alamander that's in the fountain place. If you're watching my live right now, we are in Guyana. Oh, you heard that? That's a wedding. You hear that? Boop, 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 boop. That's a wedding passing there. So over here, this is the fountain place. And I said this white plant, we just planted it a lot because it grows profusely here. And why not plant it if it grows like that? So this is the fountain place. If you look over there, you will see, can you see the seat? There is a seat right there, a table with two benches up there. Then right behind the lemon tree, we have another bench. Then there's another part over there. If you're not seeing clearly, you can look at my videos that I do on Guyana Tropical Garden if you're interested in tropical garden, and you will see it. And I'm trying to grow a plant on the arch that is at the door, at the entrance of the fountain place. But I think that I did something wrong. I don't think that this plant loves being in the sun. All right, so that is the fountain place. Now let me take you to the side garden. All right, so let's go over this side now. And this is the side garden. This garden leads you to the gazebo right over there. In this side garden, you will see the repeat again of the white plant, because as I said, this plant grows wild here. Like, it is something that a piece drops on the ground. I even get little ones that I have to just throw away because I can't keep them. There are too many. And that's another thing with growing plants here in the tropics, is that for some people, if you live in a place, in a zone, say a 9 and below, where what happens a lot is that you will find that you get a little rest, where things don't always grow. But here in the tropic, it's not like that. The plants are always growing. We don't get rest. I'm not complaining, because I really love that. I really love the fact that we don't rest. We garden all the time, year round, because we only get sunshine and rain here. That's all we get. Sun and rain, sun and rain. If it's not sunny, it's rainy. Right now it's sunny. All right, and we are not in the rainy season, but that's all we get, sun and rain. And because we get sun and rain, things grow here profusely all the time. So you're constantly pruning, to the point where I have so many plants and I don't know what to do with them, because I created a little nursery and it's just filled with plants. And then we have lots of palms. I think just in this little section right here, I have 6 palms just flanking the walkway to the gazebo. 6 palms flanking there. Let me show you the side garden a little bit better. I hope you can see it. Wow, you might be able to see a lot of it. Yes. And this is the gazebo that we're still working on. Now behind the gazebo, there's another garden there. And this is our courtyard garden right there. If you can see it, that's the courtyard garden in front there. And that's where you can just sit in the courtyard and chill. And then we have another garden underneath this thing here. We have a hall and a garden. But that's it. You're seeing the walkway, the pathway from here also, and how it grows. Let me show you like this. Oops, I can't show you like that. I have to continue to show you like this. Let's go back this way. If you like tropical garden, if this is something you're interested in, please subscribe so you can learn what it is like to garden in the tropics and what it takes to garden in the tropics. Yes. And that's the garden. I do have a recent garden tour on my channel that you can go on and look at if you want to see the garden at eye level. Instead of looking at it from the third floor, you can actually see the garden at eye level and see what it really, really looks like. You get an opportunity to see everything. Wait. I see a dog out there. But that's it. Thank you for watching Guyana Tropical Garden. This specific garden is called Cadence Garden at West Side. And I love to share what it's like to garden in the tropics so that you can see what we have to cope with and the challenges that we face here in the tropics. Right now, the sun is relentless. It's not stopping. Let me share something else with you as we are here. Let me show you how we create compost tea here in our garden. What we do is in the pots, like right here, we put all the banana peels and everything in here, and then we just throw water. And once you throw water on the rotten stuff, that's how you create your own compost tea. Like right here, if I just throw some water in here, this will create compost tea. Just like that. See, this is the banana thing. We just take the fresh banana peel and we put them in here and they rot. I took off these parts of the plants and I put them in here and everything rots. And as they rot, if you throw water on this now, that's how you create your own compost tea. And they feed the plants. Look at how beautiful they're growing. That's that one there, that one here, and that one over there. And things grow in the tropic wild. You know that plant, there's a plant that people in other places are really mesmerized about. It's that plant over there. It sleeps and it wakes. That plant is a weed here. That's a weed, okay? So that's my neighbor's garden and he has a lot of fruit trees there. But when the birds poop, they will drop all kinds of seeds and all these seeds will just grow up in the garden. And I know that people buy this plant in other countries because they're fascinated by the fact that when you touch it, it sleeps and it awakes. But here, this plant is considered a weed. Now, it has medicinal value, but it is considered a weed here in the tropics. All right? So I wanted to share that with you. And remember that you can like and you can subscribe so that you can learn more about how we garden here in the tropics. What is it like to truly garden in a tropical place where the weather doesn't change drastically? Because here we only fluctuate between sunshine and rain. That's it. No other option. If it's not sunny, it's rainy. Okay? I want to thank you so much for watching. And guys, remember, you can say hi. Say where you're from. You can, say that. I'm going to go down soon and start working on something in the garden. But let me leave you with the view of the fountain place. And you have an awesome day. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.